Nevada Virtual Academy. Good morning, Mr. N is here. We're ready to solve some simple problems that involve factoring out monomials, right? Okay, let's start with the first one, number 14. I got 6p minus 72, and I'm looking for what should be a common factor here. Well, as you notice here, 6 and p, there's no other way in which I can break it in, more factors. Or if you want, I can actually write that 6 as 2 times 3. But I know that 72 could be written as what? 6 times 12, right? So I can rewrite the whole thing as what? 6p minus 6 times 12. And now you guys can see that I have a common factor in these two monomials, which is what? 6. So the whole thing could be factored, 6 could be factored out. It's like the inverse of the distributive property, right? You're taking the 6 outside, and I will have 6 times. In parentheses will be the quotient of 6p and the 6, right? So 6p divided by 6 will be just p, minus 6 times 12 divided by 6 is going to be 12. And this is the answer for number 14. Alright, 15. I'm looking for common factors of 81r and 48rs. And as you notice, I already have the variable that's common, r. And I'm looking for which factors 81 and 48 are sharing, right? 81 is basically what? 9 times 9, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And if you want, I can write it here for you, right? So for this 81, I can write 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 48 is actually 6 times 8, which 6 could be written as 3 times 2, and 8 is what? 2 times 2 times 2. And looking here, I see only one common factor, which is 3. So for these two monomials, the common factors of the two monomials, 81r and 48rs, is going to be 3r, right? So that 3r can be taken outside the parentheses, and inside you will have what? You will have 81r divided by 3r plus 48rs divided by 3r. And if you notice here, nothing changes, right? Except I want to take that common factor outside. So simplify. 3 goes in 81 27 times, right? So it'll be 27r. Hold on, because it's not. Don't forget about 3r outside. So I will have here 27r, but r and r canceling out will be just 27. In here, 3 goes in 48 16 times. R goes in r 1 times, and I have s. So basically, the whole thing left in the parentheses here, and I'm going to just erase it because I don't have too much room left, would be what? 27 plus 16s. And to verify, you can multiply it. You can distribute this 3r back into the parentheses, and you should have the same answer, right? Let's see 16. 16, 5c cubed minus 2c squared. The only common factor here, I mean, just think about c cubed is c times c times c. C squared is c times c. It looks like I got two c's that are common here, right? Which can be taken outside as a factor. And I will have c squared times what is left out of the 5c cubed divided by c squared would be just 5c minus 2, because 2c squared divided by the c squared, which is taken outside as a common factor, would be just 2. Next one, 82e cubed minus 122ef. You can notice from the beginning that e is the repeating variable, right? E is the common factor here. Basically, I can write e cubed as what? E times e times e, and that e will be a common factor, so definitely I will have an e outside. And if I can take this, never mind. 82. You should try to break that 82 into prime factors, right? 2 goes in 82 how many times? 41 times, but 41 is prime, and only 41 goes in 41, so I'm pretty much done. 82 is nothing else but 2 times 41. 122. If you break that in prime factors, you will have what? 2 times 2 goes in 12, 6 times 2 goes in 2 1 times, and 61 I believe is also a prime factor. Yeah, it's not divisible by anything else, and that's it. So obviously a common factor now from the 81 and 22 is going to be 2, right? And I will have the e from each one of the monomials. So my common factor outside that I'll take outside the parentheses will be 2e, which will be multiplied by, in parentheses will be whatever is left from each one of these two monomials divided by the common factor by 2e. And if you divide 82 by 2, you will be left with what? 41. E cubed divided by e will be e squared, minus 122 divided by 2 is going to be 61. EF divided by e will be just f, and that's the answer for this one. 18. 10q minus 25q. As you guys see, 10 and 25 have 5 as common factor, and then I have a q that repeats in both, so I will take that q outside. And what is left? In the parentheses, you have 10q divided by 5 is going to be 2. What is the sign inside? Minus, right? Minus 25 divided by 5 is 5. Q squared divided by q is going to be q. That was the answer for number 18, right? We solved all of this. 19, common factor xy. That's obvious. Xy will be taken outside. Inside the parentheses, after you divide each one of them by xy, will be what? Xy squared divided by xy will be just, I mean guys, you see that, right? Xy squared is actually x times y times y divided by xy is going to be what? X divided by x1, y divided by y1, and only y is left in here, plus xy divided by itself is going to be 1. Let's do, I don't know, one more from here. And I'm looking at each one of them. Let's do 26. 20 and 16. 20 is 4 times 5, right? 16 is 4 times 4. 4 times 5. 4 times 4. What is the common factor in here? 4. Looking at my p squared. P squared repeats in both, so that p squared is also going to be a common factor. So your common factor here will be 4p squared multiplied by, what is left? 20p squared divided by 4p squared is going to be, 20 divided by 4 is 5. P squared divided by p squared is going to be 1. Next, what is the operation inside? Minus 16 divided by 4 is going to be 4. P squared divided by p squared is going to be 1, and you have only q squared left in here. And that's the answer for this one. Pretty much the same for all the other problems. Thank you.